became white immigrants in the mid 19th century U.S., right? Written by Patrick McKenna, right? Immigration changes people in many different ways. For example, in a previous generation immigration post, I explained how, after more than 35 years, immigrant in Canada, I had lost my Irishness. When Irish, poor, and Catholic immigrants landed in the mid 19th century U.S., in the mid 19th century U.S., they changed. The jettison of the core of their identity, the long struggle for freedom, they joined in the oppression of the African Americans. Since I understand that this may seem controversial, please allow me to explain. Right, because the Moors held down a lot of time in Ireland and Scotland. The ancient word for Scot actually means black, so black land, Scotland, and the Irish. The reason they were treated as the Negroes is because they were of them, right? The southern tribes, Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. In those days, the Irish immigrants had much in common with the African Americans. They might be nicknamed Negroes turned inside out, while African Americans would be smoked Irish. A quip attributed to the African American went something like this: "My master is a great tyrant. He treats me like a common Irishman." In the census of 1850, the term mulatto appeared for the first time due to primarily intermarriage between Irish and African Americans. Right, so there you go. The reason that they were treated like us because they are of our people because they've been scattered. Right, this is Ezekiel um, 11 and 16. Therefore say, thus saith Yahweh power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, right? He scattered us among all the nations. And although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. So even though we here in America, Yahweh Shem Yahweh is still here, right? And for the elect, he's still grinding for the elect. He's just waiting on them to be sealed, the number of 144,000 to be sealed, right? So he scattered us among all these different nations, right? But he's going to bring us back, and he's our sanctuary still, right? Because he has not completely let us go. And another thing I was looking up was I was watching RT and it got into, or I was looking up some news and it got into the Benin kingdom of um, what is that? Nigeria, right? Because they were so surprised when they found all this artwork. They were like, Africans were bush people. They didn't have sophisticated art, and this art is phenomenal. Even though it's um, not to be going off, saying that, but because it's some deities and a lot of idolatry, and the shit's. I mean, it looks ugly, but I mean the workmanship of it is great. And the reason that this is here is because Jake was there. Jake did all these bronze statues and made all this art. Right? It's real Hamite looking, right? It's very Hamite inspired because Jake likes to be like all these other nations and wants to fit in with all these other nations, right? But the artwork itself is precise, and it was Jake, right? Because they like at the Nigerian, there's a heavy population of Jake in Nigeria, and I'm gonna show y'all some pictures real quick. Forget this artwork. That's just some bullshit. Um, That's not it. Where did I do that? Scattered. Yep, there we go. Now look at these pictures of these Nigerians, right? Ham don't look like this. Ham don't pose like this. You know what I'm saying? Ham ain't got no flavor. And look at them posed up. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying every Nigerian is a Jake, but hey, they got the spirit of Jake. Look at these children, man. Look at the life. If you look at Ham's eyes is dull as a motherfucker. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? and they've been intermingling with Ham. Look at this, Jake. Come on now. You can't tell me. And they under the curses. You know, I sat with a Nigerian dude. I met him on a plane, and we flew back from one of these states out here. I was coming home from work. Oh man, hold up! I gotta show y'all that. Come on, you tell me that ain't Jake? Please. Even the apostles talk about how these Nigerians are Israelites, you know, and that's originally where I got it from, because we got a brother in Nigeria that's pushing this word. You know, I don't know if he's still pushing it like he was, but hey, we scattered, man. Right? So I'm gonna bring this out. Micah, chapter 5, verse 7. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many peoples, as a dew from Yahweh, as the showers upon the grass, that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, in the midst of many people, as the lion amongst beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Right? So we are in the midst and scattered among these Gentiles, right? And man, this is always my icing on the cake when we come to this topic. I'm not even going to get into Isaiah 11, but Isaiah 11 is a good chapter that gets into scattered as well. But I want to make this quick. So this is Tobit 13 and verse 1. Then Tobit wrote a prayer of rejoicing and said, Blessed be Yahweh that liveth forever, and blessed be his kingdom. For he doth scourge, right? He scattered us, and he put us under the curses, and hath mercy. He's going to deliver the elect and the 144,000 and the 1/3 multitude. He leadeth down to hell, right? We're in hell right now, and he taketh those that die into their graves, and bringeth up again, right? He'll resurrect you, right? If he sees fit. Neither is there any that can avoid his hand. Like, he is the power. There declare his greatness, and extol him before the living. For he is our Lord, Look at that. He is our Lord, and he is the power of our Father forever. And he will scourge us for our iniquities, right? He chasteneth who he loveth, and will have mercy again. He gonna deliver us at the end, right? We're gonna go through this for a moment, right? And will gather us out of all nations, among whom he hath scattered us, right? Hey, and with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. Lord willing, this was edifying unto the elect, and our nation has been scattered for a curse. So you're going to have our people that are out of every nation on